Hello everybody. In this demo I want to showcase some of the new Salesforce functions that we have pre-trained out of the box thanks to Aquiva Labs. Public functions are functions that basically were trained in a specific tenant but are made available for everybody to use them. So everybody has the ability to leverage these functions right out of the box. In this example I'm going to go ahead and use TypeScript, and so I'll use the Poly Library Assistant to set it up. And in the near future we're going to have a similar experience for Java and for Python. I'm going to go ahead and enter my key, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've entered my key, and now we have the Poly library generating. It's going to ask me a few questions. If I want dependencies installed, I'll go ahead and hit yes for all of these questions. Now that we have the Poly client library installed, we can go ahead and create a new file and use some of the new functions. So I'll go ahead and hit File, New. We'll name it test.ts, and this will be our TypeScript code. At this point, I can go ahead and use the assistant to basically search for Salesforce functions, and additionally, I can view them inside the Poly tree. So you'll notice the 4 letters of AQUI, and that's where Aquiva Labs has trained their functions. Each partner that publishes public functions is going to have a 2 to 4 character uppercase namespace where basically all their functions will be found. So I'll go ahead and use the AI assistant to search for the first function, which would be how to get a token from Salesforce. And you'll see it'll basically find the right function and then print out an example of it. Next up, I'll ask it, how do I get a list of accounts? And since it's printing them out kind of as top-level functions using the then catch model, I'd actually prefer it if it just did it as a main function. So I'm going to ask it to combine 2 functions into async main function. And generally as a developer, this might be helpful in finding the right functions, maybe getting a snippet, maybe even writing some code for you if you don't feel like it. However, if you're somebody that's just learning an API or even learning how to program, this is instrumental. Great, so it gives us the combined functions as a single main function. I'll go ahead and copy this and paste it into our file. We can see that it's syntactically correct. However, there are some things that we need to plug in, like endpoint URLs, versions, things like that. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll just go ahead and use Vari. I've already pre-configured Vari. I've covered this capability in previous videos, so I'll just go ahead and use it to populate these values. Vari is a submodule of Poly, and a really neat feature that both helps improve performance and helps improve security. So let's go ahead and replace these with Vari statements. For that, I'm just going to move myself up a little bit, and I've gone ahead and created these configurations already ahead of time. So I'll go ahead and copy the instance URL. We'll drop that here. We'll go ahead and grab the login URL and put it here. Then we'll go ahead and grab the client ID, put it here, client secret, security token, and lastly we'll do username and password. Now obviously these might be something that gets passed in by a front end or something like that, so it's going to vary, but in my case here I can plug them all in. And then for the version, I'm going to go ahead and use version 57, and you don't need to specify the V. That's something I need to adjust a little bit in the training to make the AI aware of. I'll go ahead and just print the ID and name, and then for the where statement I'm going to go ahead and just omit this. You can see if you hover over it, for example, what parameters are required, their descriptions, and we can see that the where clause is actually an optional field. So I'll go ahead and skip it just so we can get all the accounts. All right, and at this point, I'm ready to go ahead and run my function. So I'll just do ts node test.ts. And we can see we've got accounts coming back from Salesforce down in our console. At this point, you can take this and evolve it. You can make it into a service that serves a UI with a custom interface. You can build an AI agent out of it. You can use it in an integration. You can write helper functions. So there's a lot of flexibility with Poly where you go next. But I just wanted to showcase how easy it is to really just get started and start using the Salesforce API using Poly, thanks to the work of Aquiva Labs. Thank you for watching and have a great day.